Well, he wasn't all that funny today, but it was interesting talking to your old pal Brendan Ryan.
I thought he was kind of funny, not intentionally.
What he sort of spaced out on. You should actually, it's a great advertisement for the podcast. Go take a listen to the podcast, listen to Brendan Ryan. Yeah, he had
a very, very Brendan Ryan moment in the interview.
I'd say scattered. You've kind of described him. That wouldn't be a bad way to describe him a little bit.
His mind is hitting on a lot of different things at once, and I think they were in the middle of your question, in the middle of answering your question.
Right.
He had a Brendan Ryan moment. Just check it out. Check out the podcast. I think you'll get it.
I mean, it was fun talking to him, and he talked to about. I mean, I think he's up to about 175. He's hitting a little bit better, but still struggling a little bit at the plate. And it was sort of, we were asking him about it in that case, just about kind of grinding and scuffling. And boy, he talked about how the grind has been for him.
Well, and he said he's doing whatever he can to keep his parking spot, which means a place on his team, and he's aware of it. I mean, he acknowledged, hey, I'm hitting 170, whatever it is. You better. We were talking about his defense, being stellar, if not. It's the best in the American League, and I know Blauer says it every broadcast. I've been saying it for years.
His range is unbelievable.
He's the number of runs he saves, the amount of ground he covers is beyond compare. So he's got a tremendous value to the club there. He's not hitting, and he's aware of it. And he's a tweak. He's a guy that just gets up so far up into his own head that.
Right.
It becomes counterproductive, but it leads to the conversation. We were talking about trade pieces for this.
That's what I'm thinking about. Could you tell I was thinking right there as you were talking?
Yeah, I got right into that dome of yours.
Yeah.
Here's what Groz was going to say.
Well, because it does. We have brought it up a little bit, and I understand 173 is not normally something you trade. On the other hand, if you're a team looking at the postseason, to have a shortstop with that kind of range, if you're a team, I think you brought up Texas.
Yeah, if you've got a lineup
like or the Yankees or someone like that who could hit. Now, obviously, with Jeter, they don't necessarily have a need there. But I'm curious. I mean, do you think Brendan? I would think that he would be a guy, even with struggling at the plate, would definitely be a guy contenders might be interested in.
I would think if you have that kind of lineup, there aren't a ton of them, but there are lineups that are very good. Maybe they got 6 guys in there as opposed to 9 for the Rangers that are killing it. But yeah, if you've got a lineup where you've got 3, 4, 5 guys that are carrying it, and you're not relying on every one of those guys, you can afford a guy like Brendan Ryan, who doesn't hit well at all, clearly, but is.
He had one
is
good
that
year
good.
at the plate, right? Didn't he have one
292 one year, 292 for the Cardinals in 2009, and ever since then just hasn't found it. So defensively, he's so high that his low. I think it kind of cancels out what he doesn't do at the plate. And if you're in a lineup that's being carried by all these other guys, you're not hurt by it. You're benefiting from what he does defensively, and what he does is take away a lot of runs from a lot of would-be hits. I mean, he's phenomenal.
Last 2 games they're averaging 15.5 runs. Let's keep him here. That's enough runs, isn't it?
I'd hate to see him go, but he might have some value.
Yeah, he might. Although if he doesn't go, I agree. Since Omar Vizquel, you haven't seen a shortstop with this kind of range playing in Seattle.